raised me. My uncle would say, maybe. My aunt will say, my child. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be here. Dan, been a dear friend for years. Sandy, thank you for your comments. But this isn't about Bill Larkin. This is about your friends, your neighbors. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I'd like to ask all the veterans to stand up and turn around and let the people see the faces that have protected them for years. Stand up. Turn around. Nice. Ships shot out underneath him. I promised my wife that if we ever go on a cruise and I see Warren at the dock, we're going to get off. But this is, just think about it. Some of us did a tour in the Pacific, World War II, a tour in Korea, a tour in Vietnam. But the young men and women today are doing 2 and 3 tours in a place that nobody even knows how it got to be where it is. But how fortunate we are as a nation to have men and women. Remember, this isn't a draft where you say, I got your number, you're next going. We're looking at you and saying, thank you for raising your hand and saying, I want to serve my country. This is the greatest country in the world, but we would be nowhere without our veterans. We're walking on the backs of those who went before us. Saw combat, saw their fellow buddy that they did boot camp with, sailors, soldiers, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, Maritime Academy, who never made it back. And we sit and think of how fortunate we are and the tremendous pressure that's on our military today. Every time you turn on a TV, there's something about terrorism. But without the eyes and ears and the commitment of those on active duty, we would be in trouble. But today, we look around and see all these veterans that were here. You know, none of us are looking for glory. Somebody said to me yesterday at an event, you're a hero. I'm not a hero. The heroes are those that did not come home. The heroes are those that are in hospitals across this nation in a condition that only God knows why. But for you young people, remember, tomorrow you'll be out, you'll see parades, you'll see events, you'll see memorial service. And if there's a veteran there, don't be ashamed. Walk up and say, thank you for your service, because he's going to give you the right to be here and get an education. He's here to give you the right to be what you want to be. He's here so that you can take your life and do things that other countries don't even have to dream about. And he's given you the right to vote, to say what you would like to see your country, your town, your village, your city look like. He's given you that right. Veteran is a special person. Last night, I had dinner with one of my grandchildren. We have 17. Can you imagine Christmas at our house? If you want to help, call me. And he said to me, Grandpa, a veteran. 4.5, I thought that was a rough question. So I tried to explain it to him. And he just said, I explained what I did and stuff like that. And he said, you know, Grim, you're my hero. I'm his hero because he sees in me, not Bill Larkin, but a veteran, how important it is, how committed we are. Just think, Today, we've had more female members of the armed forces, whether they were nurses, pilots. We have a chopper pilot out of Iraq who's in the Veterans Administration, lost both her legs. Notre Dame basketball player who lost her arm. They're all there because they volunteered. Just down the street here, we have the United States Military Academy. Somebody recently from Monroe Woodbury just graduated the last couple of years. Yes? I did see them. But it's a symbol to us of our great country and the greatness that we are. And always stand up and be proud that you're an American. When I see new naturalization programs, they become American citizens. And I tell them, you belong to this country now. We don't want you to leave your culture because we want you to educate us about why your country does certain things. But make sure that you take that proud stand and say, I'm an American, first, last, and always. And I'm proud to have been given the honor to become an American citizen. And you should also extend that I am very proud of those men and women in our armed forces who day in and day out put their life on the line. And as I said to one of the operators this morning, I was asked a question. What was the hardest job you ever had in the military? I'm not bragging. The hardest job I had in the military was on August the 4th, 1950. I had to sit down and write a letter to a mother and father to tell them that their 19-year-old son was killed that afternoon. A challenge that you can't imagine. We had people wounded in our first days in Korea, but the first one killed was on August the 4th. And to sit down and think, I'm 24 years old, this young man is 19, his only son of an African-American couple from Savannah, Georgia. And he couldn't drink out of a water fountain in Georgia, but he could give his blood for his country. So make sure that you judge a person by their character and not the pigment. May God bless each and every one of you. God bless America, and God bless our veterans. On the 25th of June, there's a lot of people I see here. Join me with General Petraeus, Cornwall graduate, by the way. Congressman Ben Gilman, you knew a lot of you knew Ben Gilman, right? Rocco, Ben Gilman appointed General Petraeus. But we have about a couple of hundred copies of the excerpts from the Purple Heart magazine for you to see. And last but not least, make sure when you're looking at what entities of entertainment give us something we can be proud of. You can see a lot of other people coming out and expanding themselves for you. What Cablevision has done for you is to tell you that they respect you, they thank you for your being a subscriber, and they're willing to be with you. Dan and I have been friends, as he said, for 30 years. Most honorable man in public office and one of the most honest men I've ever known in the private sector. And for to have somebody like that come here with his crew, it says that he appreciates you, and I hope you will appreciate him. Thank you very much.